And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by the teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Welcome back to Hack City. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson. Today we are going to be talking about the latest and biggest headlines that have happened during the NFL preseason that you might have missed while Sean was out gallivanting in Europe like a 20-year-old girl on her study abroad.
20-year-old girl can't drink like that.
How was Barcelona?
Hot. Barcelona was hot.
You're coming back with Barcelona?
Barcelona was sweaty. Barcelona, we were very inebriated. Yeah, it was a good time. Best club. Very fun clubs in Barcelona.
I've heard.
If you go to
Tasmaraz?
I went to Opium and went to Pacha in Barcelona.
Opium. I've heard of Opium.
I was a sweaty fat hog man in the middle of the dance floor. Nice. It honestly, at the end of this, my long disheveled dirtbag hair was just drenched, and it was just, I'm sure sweat was just dripping in people's mouths, and I'm just going. Yeah. All the fat bounced around. It's fun. Barcelona was crazy. Music on the Rocks in Sorrento in Italy is as cool of an experience as anybody can have if you're in Italy and you are someone who wants to party, wants a good club. It's a club in a cave. It's unreal. And then I'll tell you this: going from the feel of '98 for 3 days in Barcelona to stepping off the plane in Ireland was ethereal. It was unreal, the weather in Ireland.
Ireland's a dump.
Dude.
I had to be completely honest.
Well, I saw people shooting up within the first 30 minutes walking by a little homeless methadone clinic.
Let me rephrase. Dublin's a dump. Ireland's was beautiful when I went to it. Dublin's a piece of shit.
I love Dublin.
I showed up in Dublin, and it was a torrential downpour. And we had to, me and my friend had to walk. We had to walk like a half a mile.
I didn't have a cloud in the sky for 3 days in Dublin. It was sunny and nice wind and 70 degrees and cool. It was actually, you're walking out into the air conditioning. It was unbelievable drinking weather in Dublin. And I tell you what, those folks got up for, are you an Oasis fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an Oasis concert that weekend.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. We should have planned it out if we had known. I tried to get a ticket earlier, but it was like the 3-day tailgate for Oasis. And everywhere you look, there was a shirt, there was a hat. You couldn't see you couldn't look anywhere without some Oasis garb. But if there's any more Guinness left in Dublin, Estrella left in Spain, or Peroni left in Italy, I didn't do a good job. I'm pretty sure I drank some of those countries pretty dry.
Well, I'm glad you got your nice little recharge.
Yes.
Well, the rest of us were working.
Yeah, that's nice. Sounds like you were working.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just kidding. Glad you got your vacation, though. Yeah, we've got a lot that we've got to get to today, and we're going to be going full steam ahead with NFL, college football, FCS coverage, all that stuff. You're going to start to see after this week what the overall game plan is. We got to finalize a couple of things at some point this week, but you're going to see what we're going to be doing this year. It's going to be a really fantastic season, a lot of expanded coverage. As I said, though, we're going to get to the Anthony Richardson news, Jaxson Dart looking great. We're going to talk a little bit about the Browns quarterback room situation, Joe Milton being complete ass. What is this that you put at the bottom here? Won't play MPG. Wait.
Penix. I got a bit of an issue with.
Okay, if we got time for that, we'll
it's a little more conversational. It doesn't need to be a big yelling back and forth.
Okay, well, what is it before we get to the
it's
Richardson
the double-edged sword of Atlanta not playing Michael Penix Jr. in their preseason finale. And you understand that because he's had some injuries in the past. You don't want to go out there and get him hurt before the season. But last year, Atlanta lost in week 1 to the Steelers, and the Steelers kicked 6 field goals and beat them 18-10. So it's kind of like I really would hate to go out and lose to a kicker again. And I would really hate to see Michael Penix Jr. get injured, before the season starts. So it's that nasty balance of I want my guy to be right, but I don't want him to be hurt. But if if the team loses to a kicker, Joe, I'm going to crash out.
I got to be honest. I'm starting to come around on being like very old head when it comes to approaching guys playing in the preseason, because training camp is become so soft. We played when there were 2 days. We didn't play in the NFL, but we played in college when there were 2 days still. And these guys now, Giants, for example, turn one of their padded practices into a walkthrough. They've only got like a couple of practices left. The practice schedule is unbelievably light. There's no wonder all of these offenses start slow. If you have a young quarterback like Michael Penix, start the guy. And the biggest part with all this, there's a damn week and a half off where there's mandatory days off where these guys aren't allowed to come to the facility before the season starts. These guys should be playing 3/4 of that first preseason game. That is my old man, dumbass take that I have.
I feel like we look back on previous NFL players and eras and them being stronger, and that's because they literally played football for 6 straight months. It wasn't practice and skills. It wasn't run around install. It was you're playing football every day in practice, and then you go and play a game, and then you get Mondays off, and then you get right back to work. And those calloused bodies were able to maintain and stay healthy because they were able to take the wear year in and year out. Whereas I think if guys take a big, nasty shot now, you can rule them out for 4 to 6 weeks just because it was a big, nasty shot. And I think it's preventable. I think a lot of the muscle development is going way, way, way too specific for positions. Just go out there and be an athlete. There's a reason the big, fat quarterbacks stay healthy. It's because they can endure hits. I just think it's necessary, but it's terrifying. It is very terrifying, and I understand the feeling for these guys, like the fans of other teams, like Trayvon Diggs ACL injury in training camp. Brutal. That's a gutting feeling when stuff like that happens.
But the practice stuff is what it is. But I feel like if it happens during a preseason game, that's eventually going to happen in the regular season. I know that's not like a very medically supported take, but if your luck is that bad, it's going to happen.
We believe in the due theory here, I believe.
What's the due?
Well, you're due. Yeah, if it was going to happen, then you're due.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody who was not due, Anthony Richardson. God, this is a troubling storyline to have to cover on this show because I am still Anthony Richardson's most blind supporter, and I'm going to find a damn way to spin this thing for Anthony Richardson. The Colts have set this young man up, a 23-year-old, up for failure. Their plan has been very poor. It has not had any real direction to it. And if you wanted to actually turn this franchise into a winner, you wouldn't be starting dipshit Daniel Jones at the beginning of the year. The one man in the NFL that I hate the most is Daniel Jones. I hate him with a strong, unbelievably deep passion. His oafish look that he has every single time that he's standing there, every picture that you see of him,
hurtful.
I don't care. I don't care, Daniel. I don't even know if there's thoughts going on between his damn ears.
He's got deer eyes.
Yeah, despite being probably incredibly intelligent. See, I'm allowed to hit on him. He went to fucking Duke. This asshole went to Duke, and I think he has a degree from Duke. He's going to be fine after the NFL, man. Some of these other guys, they're coming up from really difficult situations. Not dummy Daniel, who looks like a Chase intern every single year when he's suiting up for the NFL. Somebody please trade for Anthony Richardson because I want him to prove the Colts wrong. Do you understand? And I want to be perfectly clear. A lot of people are going to try and frame this as, oh, they're starting Daniel Jones, which is telling how bad Anthony Richardson is. No, this is telling of how much they disrespect Anthony Richardson. 53% completion percentage during the preseason. He has been awful. Anyone who's caught him playing, he's been god awful.
Is that Jones or Richardson?
Jones. They both haven't been great.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's been any separation between these two. One guy is at least aggressive when the other is too afraid to take shots downfield. The one thing that really caught me, though, Sean, is that when speaking on this, Steichen said, you guys heard me talk about the consistency, and that's what I was looking for. Consistency? You mean consistently dog shit? What are we doing with this?
No. That's not. Look, I take zero pleasure in being 1,000% right about Anthony Richardson.
You're not right yet.
In
he's
certain
23.
Factors. Exactly. He's 23. But I was right about not taking him that high. I was right about the project. I was right about that he wasn't good last year and wasn't good going to be good this year. That does not mean he doesn't have a future in the league. I will say this also. If you are a stupid NFL fan and you're already talking about my coach could save Anthony Richardson, I saw a big weepy post about Sean McVay fixing Anthony Richardson and going 11-5 for the next 10 years. I'm like, oh, give me a break.
Well, I believe that.
Break.
I believe that.
Oh, I'm sure. Because Matthew Stafford, the most winning quarterback that Sean McVay's had with him, plays a lot like Anthony Richardson, correct?
No, but both big-armed guys who like to take risks down the field. There's a way to tap into that, and you get the athleticism. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Continue.
It's really unfortunate. I don't like seeing a young quarterback's confidence get absolutely crushed. It's nasty work for it to be Daniel Jones. It's despicable work. It's one of the QB situations that I've been racking my brain for the last couple of weeks, wondering how could an pro NFL front office with all the money, resources, brains that these people have, people that live and die with football, how do you end up with a quarterback room like this? How is it possible that the next option besides your project quarterback is the worst project quarterback that's been in the league for the last 5 years?
Buddy, no, don't call Daniel Jones a project. He was exactly what he was when he stepped in this league, which was awful.
Was I cutting him slack?
I guess, maybe. I have never seen a man with more natural talent be so ungifted at the same time. I don't know how it's possible. But to your point, you have two gifted individuals who are on opposite ends of the spectrum, which is raw and still figuring it out, but he's so far away from his potential. And the other one who is just not mentally there.
Anthony Richardson might also be like the latest, or he actually might be the biggest, I guess, case point for the reps in college, at least for immediate rookie impact. Like if I'm a team that needs a quarterback and I have the bones that I need to win now, I might be looking at the guys that are less talented but have more reps under the belt, more at football compared to I kind of have a year or two left on my quarterback and I want to get somebody working in the system, take a swing. Maybe that's when I start drafting the projects. But this whole I'm drafting a project in the top 5 stuff, it's got to end. You have to start respecting the guys that play the game and that have the reps and know football like that. And Richardson being a Superman-like figure, he has a place in football. That's something I'm going to say. Anthony Richardson has a place in the NFL. I can't pinpoint what it is yet. I'm not saying he should go and start playing tight end or receiver or running back.
No,
I'm not saying any of that,
no.
but I got to figure out what his place could be.
Okay,
they found a place for Taysom Hill, and he won games as a starting quarterback while doing other things.
Here's my biggest part with this, and you alluded to it. I think it's just so unfair to declare that this kid can't be fixed. And I think that just the general handling and the communication around Anthony Richardson has been troubling to the degree where it does not feel like they've ever really been bought in. It doesn't. And it sounds like a very unintentionally toxic environment where you could tell that the kid is very tense. He's 23 years old. He barely played in college. He should not have declared. Absolutely should not have. If he stuck around and played college football for 2, and he might have actually even had a third. No, he had 2 more years of eligibility.
Probably could have sued for another year.
Yeah, probably. He could have stuck around and done a lot of great things and then gone on to the NFL, and he would have been a lot more prepared, and he also would have played a lot more.
Would have made a ton of money in NIL also.
Yeah,
exactly. Money would have been there for him also.
All those things. So, but to this point, though, his first 3 years in the NFL basically were the 2 years that he lost in college. So you trade for him right this second or sometime between now and next offseason, you're still getting a kid who would be declaring as a redshirt senior, essentially.
Right.
Garrett Nussmeier is the same age as him. I think these are the 3 teams. Rams, you just mentioned, which Sean McVay can fix anybody, I believe.
Yeah.
Steelers, they need somebody, but I'm a little worried if Arthur Smith might not negatively impact that.
We've been asking for the wishbone in the NFL for a while.
Yeah,
we've been asking for a while, Joe.
4 tight ends set with Anthony Richardson.
I swear to God, I think this might be our final key is Anthony Richardson in the gold and black.
Oh my God. We might be on to something here. If we put him in the wishbone with only tight ends, no running backs.
Honestly,
Jonnu, Freiermuth, Darnell Washington.
He's the combination of Big Ben and Jerome Bettis, and you could just do anything with that guy in an offense in Pittsburgh. What are we looking at here?
I'm a little turned on right now. I'm a little turned on right now thinking about that. This is the real one, though. I think the Raiders would be perfect. Okay. You've got Geno, and he's going to play for, let's call it like 2 more years. In that third year, he's going to be
2 years.
I
give him a 1 solid year, a year of Geno after that. And then the third year, we're evaluating all options outside of Geno, but we'll still possibly have Geno.
Richardson gets the chance to sit and learn from a guy who had quite literally a similar path. Geno Smith comes into the NFL, this gifted, physically talented guy who just couldn't really figure it out. And he's cast aside by a toxic situation that did not get the support that he needed. And he bounces around, and then finally it clicks towards the end of his career. 26-year-old Anthony Richardson sitting behind Geno Smith, with Pete Carroll probably gone by then. But Chip Kelly potentially is the play caller if he takes over as head coach, if things are going well.
You got a pretty good quarterback mind in that building too.
And you got Ashton Genty. You got good old Tom Brady too.
It's not a bad guy to have walking around the halls.
I think that if you made that happen, it's perfect.
That's a good little nest for young Anthony to get developed in. I have some teams right now that we would ask, that I want to ask you, should and could Anthony Richardson start on if he was traded tonight? First of all, New Orleans.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that to my boy.
I wouldn't want to do that to him either.
No.
But
I wish that upon no one.
But he could be a starter in this league if he gets traded to New Orleans.
Yeah, but I don't want that to happen.
Would he start over Justin Fields in New York?
Yes. Wow. Because they're 2 different kinds of shit right now. Because at least I saw somebody posted his media day pictures, and somebody pointed out he's running in his media day pictures too.
Yeah. How about, what about a little feeder system in Miami? How about he becomes the number 2 there for the eventual, or not eventual, I shouldn't be mean, in case of an injury to Tua. Big arm for Tyreek, big arm for Waddle.
I don't want him going somewhere, which he might have to, but I don't want him sitting somewhere where he's not going to play.
I gotcha. I'd rather sit in Miami than sit in Indianapolis, though. Behind that dude, behind Daniel Jones.
Maybe he does need to get a little distracted.
Yeah, I guess he's got some ties and some fans in Florida also.
Yeah.
Who else is desperate right
Gainesville's
now?
not exactly close to Miami, but sure.
Oh, look, who are you, Mr. Geography over here, Mr. Florida?
Okay, doesn't require a whole lot of knowledge to know that Gainesville's in the complete opposite part of the state.
Didn't realize Joe grew up in freaking Margaritaville with Jimmy Buffett down here.
I've only been to Miami once.
Come Monday. I hate that song. You like Jimmy Buffett? I hate Jimmy Buffett.
What? Any other destinations?
I think everyone. I'm not even going to mention Cleveland. I think he could start in Cleveland actually, which is nuts. And we'll get to Cleveland. But the real QB desperate teams, yeah, those are them. And I would not. I'm with you. I would feel bad if he went to New Orleans with that team. I would like to see him with the Jets. I'd like to see him with some receivers that could get deep in Miami, because I think that he could really stretch it out.
I still have hope in Justin Fields, though. I still have a little bit of hope in Justin Fields, but we'll see if he can be. There could be some reclamation. Well, the circumstance with the Colts, Sean, has been a really nice. It's been nice for Giants fans, because we're sitting here and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We're feeling pretty nice. I'm the biggest hack, rube, asshole on the planet. I will turn around off of the littlest bit of hope. I have been an incredibly large Jaxson Dart hater. I did not like him as a prospect for a number of reasons that he has proven me wrong on. I didn't think he was a good decision maker. I didn't think he navigated his reads well, moving from his first to his second read. I didn't think that he was very decisive outside of that initial read in a system that did not ask him to make hard decisions often. But Jaxson Dart, I'm sold. I'm bought in. I've changed my mind. 2 games, 74% completion percentage, 291 yards, 3 total touchdowns. Broke down the film of the first 2 games with the coverage I'm doing now for the Giants for A to Z Sports. And he's doing things that I didn't think were possible for him. He's just
he's using his brain back there?
He's just playing.
Oh.
And I saw the gears turning so much and being late so often when he was at Ole Miss. And that's not happening right now. Here's the one thing I'm going to say, though. There is a particular Giants quarterback that I hated when the Giants drafted him. And then he played well in the regular season for a couple of games. And I was bought back in. And I said, you know what? He proves me wrong. I'm going to here to admit that I'm wrong. And he is going to go on to be the guy for the Giants. And that was Daniel Jones. And I need to be very clear here. And I'm saying this because I'm making a statement, Sean. The second that Daniel Jones started to regress and he got worse and worse and worse, I never forgave him. I was his biggest enemy, as you could tell from the last segment that we did. I am still Daniel Jones's biggest enemy because I changed my opinion on you and you still proved me right. You made me look like an asshole because I decided to admit that I was wrong. So Jaxson, I'm rooting for you. You feel a lot better than Daniel Jones did in those little spurts. You feel very different. But I swear to God, do not go backwards and end up turning out like DJ. I don't think it's going to happen.
Do you think this is a bit hasty for you? 2 preseason games in, and you're making the claim that you're sold on him. It's almost a little hasty to have hope for you. Okay,
hasty to have hope. I had to sit through that bullshit with Daniel Jones.
I know.
I'll cling on to anything.
And I'm being kind of hypocritical here because I'm a bucket full of hope after 3 games of Michael Penix Jr. last year. Okay, so I have that. I know what it feels like to finally get that hope back, and you kind of say goodbye to the hollow man for a little bit. This is 2 preseason games, though, Joe.
Shut your mouth.
I just don't know if this is a bit too hasty for Jaxson Dart.
This is the NFL.
I know it's the NFL.
I don't like when people tell me not to be hasty.
This is the big boy league. This is the NFL.
Yeah, I know he hasn't played against starters or with the starting offense or thrown to Malik Neighbors or had Andrew Thomas out there for him. I understand all those things. And it was against the Jets.
And okay, so your hope is effectively that he gets the start over Russell Wilson in week 1 now?
That's been my big push, but I don't think it's going to happen. And here's my big take.
Because I'm just thinking of next steps here for Joey Hope.
Starting Russell Wilson, if you're Brian Daboll, doesn't get you anywhere because Russell Wilson is not going to carry this offense to a playoff berth. He's just not. There is no world that they get to the playoffs with this difficult schedule. Even if everything goes well and he plays better than everyone expects, they're still an 8-9 team. If you start Dart, you get a built-in excuse that allows for a couple more bumps. You can maybe go 7-10. As long as Dart is in the Offensive Rookie of the Year chase, I think it buys him time. The last part with this, though, I don't think that Jaxson Dart becomes off of this tape. He could always get better, but I don't think he becomes an elite top 5 quarterback. I don't. But if he is like a little bit better than Kirk Cousins, which is kind of how I projected him when he came out. If he's just a little bit better than Kirk,
it's not a bad baseline.
That's great. That's something that I would rather have than suffering through more Daniel Jones.
I think that's fair. If I was the Giants, here's my protocol, and it'd be a lot like how I wanted to approach the Steelers last year when Russell Wilson was there and he was injured and Justin Fields had to start. My plan then was start Justin Fields until he loses, or until he loses 2 games, and then you throw in Russell Wilson. With the Giants, I'd start Russell Wilson until he loses 2 games, then I'm throwing in Jaxson Dart. And if that's the first 2 games, so be it. I see Jaxson Dart in week 3. And if I'm looking at a 3-2 Giants team and we're about to get into the thick of it, just roll with Dart. Once he loses 2 games, Russell's going to lose you another 6 at this point in his career. We're not looking at 2016 Russell Wilson, super good arm, deep pass. You have Collinsworth embarrassingly saying, I don't even know how anybody never voted for him for the MVP. You don't have any of that. That guy's gone. So he loses 2 games. He's going to lose you 6 more. You might as well just nip it in the bud and throw in the young guy and now throw everybody else off because you don't have a bunch of tape on him. There's so much tape on Russell Wilson. He's been figured out by the league, especially this slow, older, deteriorated, more broken down version of Russell Wilson.
Deteriorate was a tough one.
You know what? I'm not going to push it again, I don't think. And I could barely say push just now, so I'm going to keep on trying to work this train down the station if you don't mind. I got the magnifying. God damn it.
All right, you want me to cut in for
you? No. We have now figured out Russell Wilson. Like, there's nothing he's going to do this year that's brand new. No. He doesn't have a trick up his sleeve. He's going to throw for like 200 yards, and it's going to be short passes. He's not going to push the ball down the field. Expect a lot of screens to Malik Neighbors. That's what I'm looking at with Russell Wilson. He loves those quick screens. And then loses 2 games, throw in Dart. And I want to see the young kid in there. I want to see him.
Sooner rather than later, is what I want. And the other part with this too, I feel like Dart has shown potential to be, and I had declared this what his ceiling was when he was coming out, was that if he hits a ceiling, he's going to be in that Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr bucket, which Derek Carr at his best.
Better Derek Carr version?
Let's say when Derek Carr was his best and when Kirk Cousins were their best, they were, and Andy Dalton, all three of those guys were at their best. They were the median, the middle point of NFL quarterbacks. Any NFL franchise that doesn't have a settled quarterback wants one of those guys. I think that Jaxson Dart capably can become 3 spots ahead of that median point. Like that's where he is. That is what he can get to attainably. He's never going to be really in that like Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jaden Daniels type of a discussion because those guys are freakish athletes. But if you're steady and you have Abdul freaking Carter on the other side who has been insanely talented already.
His tape from preseason.
Yeah.
I don't care about the block you get put on your ass. Everyone gets put on their ass in the NFL. His burst off the edge.
Killing
it's freaky, man.
He put Deion Dawkins into a blender.
Yeah. Hard to do that to Deion Dawkins.
We'll see what happens. I'm blindly bought back in.
Yeah,
me and Vito have been just texting back and forth about this.
You see Vito started his picks page this year?
Oh, no.
I gave it a follow. I'll plug it next time if it's top of mind. But excited to see his football picks for the year. I want to see Jaxson Dart go in there and play with a little I don't give a fuck. I want to see him go and be a little nasty, a little attitude in the pocket, big, strong ox, doofus face, doofus hair.
That's all he is.
And you know what? Give it to me. Let me see that guy play in the NFL. Let me see an attitude era New York quarterback again and not a dopey Eli mug every photo.
He's perfect for the New York market now that I've kind of changed my mind on this. Did you see the clips from the video where he shot that long form video with overtime where he was apartment shopping?
I missed that one.
Doofus. They bring him into an apartment building and they're showing him the common area. And he goes, Can I buy this? And they say, what do you mean? You can't buy the common area. He's like, nah, I see myself living here. I want the common area. They told him it's $10 million. He doesn't have that money. He doesn't have $10 million.
Is that the dumbest possible thing?
He's looking at an apartment in Hoboken, too.
What?
Yeah. Well, because you don't want to live in the city because it would take you forever. Think about that trying to go
I don't
to
want him staying here eating all the push. Save some for the rest of us, Jackson.
I don't think that you're competing with Jaxson Dart.
I don't think I am. Trust me.
I don't want to be linking up with Marcus Bowe and see what he's.
Oh, we'd have a good time.
He's dishing.
But Jaxson Dart starts living here in Hoboken. All the women start walking with their legs bow-legged. Not because he was dropping Supreme D, but just because he was just in there eating that thing all night.
Christ.
It's disgusting. I'm
He's
sorry,
from
everybody.
Utah, man.
Is he?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I had no clue. I didn't know he was from Utah.
Oh, I don't know if he's Mormon, though. I don't know if he's. All right. We got to talk about another quarterback situation. This quarterback room for the Browns could have been hilarious. Could have been a lot drama-filled. We didn't get a chance to break down Shedeur's preseason performance against the Panthers, which was awesome.
It was great.
But they decided that they're just going with Joe Flacco. They said, F it. We're putting in good old mean Joe, 40 years old, looks like a substitute teacher that doesn't want to be there. Just get paid. Just play football.
Yeah.
Just clocking in, clocking out. My main takeaway with this, and I hate this whole narrative that's being clearly brought up by ownership, the coaching staff, that they're going to keep 4 quarterbacks. For the love of God, set Kenny Pickett free. Set this poor soul free.
Send him to New Orleans. Let him go duke it out.
Honestly, dude, can we get 7 quarterbacks on that New Orleans roster? I want a musical
awesome.
chairs of just like there's got to be some guys that we grab that aren't even like really quarterbacks too that have been quarterbacks at one point. Let's get Joe Milton there.
Yeah,
let's go get Felipe Franks.
Oh no, we want him. He's staying at the A. Come on, I love Felipe.
We were reverse wishbone. We're just gonna put 4 quarterbacks back there. I don't know what you would name that personnel grouping. What do you think of this Brown situation, though? I still think that Shedeur wasn't going to start week 1, but I think there's still a path at some point.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous because realistically, when you say out loud, how many games is Joe Flacco with the Browns at age 40 going to win this year? When you say that question out loud, and if someone returns an answer to you with over 6, they don't know ball, and they don't know nothing about football or the NFL. Joe Flacco's a fine quarterback for 40, but he had some dubiously bad years after the Ravens, like really bad, like getting cut from the Jets and going back to the Jets and floating all over the place as like this guy that just likes to go, he's staying around the game. He's a good mind for the game, all that, but he's not winning more than 6 games. That's not happening. And then you got the 2 doofus rookies, Shedeur, who's just, I guess, trying to keep his head low for the best that he can do. It's still not easy for him, I think, to just be nose to the grindstone guy because he's just so charismatic. And then his now, I guess, compatriot DeLeone Gabriel taking shots at him at halftime about, I'm a competitor. You want an entertainer, you can get that, but I'm a competitor. Taking shots at Shedeur, trying to walk it back like he wasn't talking about Shedeur. What's that going to be like? What's that quarterback room with Joe Flacco and 2 petulant children in their early 20s sitting there? And then Kenny Pickett, 2-glove Kenny Pickett just standing around wondering when his turn is going to be. It is maybe, if it was dueling with New York, with the Giants this year for the most comical quarterback room of all time.
Which the Giants quarterback room has not. I was thinking about this the other day. Everyone's like, they're going to be so silly and funny, and they really haven't been.
No, they dialed back a lot of the Tommy DeVito shtick, which I appreciate. Jameis is, Jameis is an ambassador for the game right now. The photos of him doing the old school football pose made me pop so hard.
Some broadcast network's going to drop a bag on him, by the way.
They should. But Cleveland, they are in the creek. They don't have a paddle. The dad, Joe Flacco, is in the canoe paddling with his hands, and he's trying to get his 3 kids to get the canoe going. Kenny Pickett, apathetic middle kid, just sitting there. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this unless I get to be head of the canoe. And then the 2 kids in the back just fighting each other. It's a ridiculous situation in Cleveland. They won't win more than 7 games.
Yeah, it really does kind of give those family road trip vibes that you've got the 2 kids in the back fighting. I just want to reiterate here, this isn't going to be a super long segment for what we're talking about today. I think that Shedeur really did show me in that first game against the Panthers, he deserves a chance to start some games.
He can at least sling it.
Just let him play, because next year, the minute that you're out of the playoff race, starting Joe the rest of the year doesn't do anything. Let him go out there and let him fail. If you don't think that he's capable of succeeding, let him fail. I think he's going to succeed. I think he can prove people wrong, but you got to see what you have. The problem is I don't know if DeLeone Gabriel isn't going to be ahead of him in the mix of who would get there first. I watched the game against the Eagles a little distracted. I was doing some other things on Saturday while I was trying to watch it. I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he looked light years ahead of Shedeur. I thought that they were on an even playing field, and he made a more egregious error throwing the pick 6 that he threw. So I would give the nod to Shedeur.
After seeing both of them in the preseason in the NFL, I think that Shedeur has a lot more headroom above him to get better than DeLeone Gabriel does. DeLeone Gabriel, at best, will play as a better DeLeone Gabriel that you saw in college, which was at times good, but at also times very rough quarterback. Whereas Shedeur Sanders, I thought, took very good steps in improvement year after year in college. And after seeing him in the NFL be kind of fearless, make some good decisions, make very nice passes, I think that he does have headroom to go. And I think he's got an NFL mindset. I really do. I think he's kind of been built in that NFL. His dad's DeLeone Sanders. How many NFL people has he been around his entire life? I don't think he's fazed by the NFL. And I think that freaked the NFL out in the pre-draft process. And it was his fault for the alleged bad interviews, for probably being way too casual in them. But you have to figure, growing up with DeLeone Sanders, he probably had NFL legends and the most powerful people in the sport in his house or around him all the time. And he probably wasn't calling him sir. He was probably calling him, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, what's up, Unc? Hey, what's up? My dad. You guys are tight. We're all tight. We're kind of bond. Like, I think his being unfazed by the NFL really threw these guys for a loop.
Well, that was kind of like one of the things.
And I hope, and that could translate to the field potentially.
Right. And that was one of the things I talked about in the pre-draft process when a lot of people were saying he was rubbing people the wrong way in these interviews. I think there were a lot of people that weren't expecting him to just be as confident as he was. I think that's what I think it. And I do believe that there are a lot of stubborn, dumb old men in the NFL that just naturally are gonna be like, oh, why is he coming in here acting like that? He should be humble to the fact that we are showing interest in him. I think that there is a lot of approach from front office members and scouts and things like that that would give a negative character report because, again, they're stubborn. We'll see what happens. This is going to be theater. I'm excited, and I hope Shedeur does get to play. One guy that I hope never plays.
Oh, come on.
Dude. Okay, so Joe Milton was making all these training camp headlines. You would see from every corner of Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys beat. Joe Milton looks prolific in training camp. You would have thought that the way that he was being described, that he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. He was described as the most amazing player that was on the field for the Cowboys. And I don't want to hear anyone questioning that because that was what the headlines were, that he is playing better than anyone's expectation, that he's looking like a potential superstar, that he's got all this shine to him, getting potential comparisons to Jalen Hurts for what he could be for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes 2 seconds for him to step onto the field, and he's still dog shit because he can't play in a game. This is the one thing that I feel so vindicated on is that the guy's not good against actual starters. There's a story, if I told you, let me rephrase that. The fact that you see all these people talking about how great he looks in practice, I'm so shocked because you know where he was great at Tennessee, where everyone was going ooh and ah over?
Where was that?
At practice.
Oh.
Because there's nothing happening that's a game setting. He's had 50% completion percentage for 122 yards, no touchdowns, and the worst play of the preseason I've seen from a quarterback where he stared down a receiver while he got ran the F over by a defender on the Ravens and gave up a safety.
That's good defense. Look.
Yeah, real hard to do that when you're just locked in staring.
Joe Milton is, I don't know, would you describe him as a con man? I don't know if I would describe him necessarily as a con man, but as someone who will get caught up in the Joe Milton vortex every single time and thought that he got kicked out of New England because he was genuinely a threat to Drake May and that Drake May didn't like the buzz from him.
Oh my God.
And the second he drops down in Dallas, all those nice words start coming in. I'm like, I've been trying to tell you all about Joe Milton. And every time I get proved wrong, I keep on diving in, and I will keep on diving in. The problem is it's a very shallow end of the pool that I'm diving in, and I keep on jackknifing myself face first. That happened once at Mansion House Pool. One of the older kids that I knew growing up jumped off the lifeguard stand into the shallow end, busted his entire mouth open, blood everywhere, teeth, jaw broken, all that. Freaked me out. That's how I feel after every time I try to get invested in Joe Milton.
Don't. See, that's the key.
That's the thing. I'm one of the dummies. I will always be a dummy for Joe Milton.
Do not fall for the scam that is Joe Milton.
I can fix him. I know I can.
Seriously.
I know
I
I
can.
can.
$1 million. Do you remember oh my God, who was that one tight end who played for the Commanders who was a Virginia Tech quarterback?
Logan Thomas?
Yeah. Like there was a stretch of time where like Logan Thomas was getting some buzz. People thought, oh, this kid's really gifted. He's got a huge arm. He ended up being a great tight end. If Joe just played tight end, that's where he was shining. Physically amongst his peers, he is an elite athlete. It's okay that you're not a good quarterback, Joe. Joe, you could be, Joseph, you could be, and this is not hyperbole, he could be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. If he makes the transition sooner rather than later, and he figures it out quickly, he is that athletically gifted. He would be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. He could get there. Logan Thomas was in the mix. He was like top 7. Do it.
A couple good years, yeah. I don't know. Joe Milton is bulky enough for tight end. He's kind of a little more wiry. I think he's more of a rubber arm man. Like if we're talking quarterbacks that are bad that I think would make good tight ends, and not saying that they should make this tight end. Anthony Richardson is the biggest freak I've ever seen that could be a great tight end in the league. And this is totally. He really could be.
Still has something. Richardson still has
something. His legs are as big as Joe Milton's torso. One thigh of his is Joe Milton's waistband. So that dude could legitimately, I think, be a top 10 guy. Milton, I think he could be a number 2 tight end on a lot of teams. I really do.
You got to believe.
I would keep Joe Milton on my team just for the end of the first half and the end of the second half. No matter what, he's throwing it to the roof, and we're going to have the best Hail Mary quarterback in the league. Or If my quarterback's been acting up and he needs an attitude adjustment, I'm trading for Joe Milton because that first week that he's in the building, the buzz is going to be off the charts. And everyone's going to be talking about Milton. And that dummy that's been irritating me, yeah, he's getting corrected. And he might need to fix his act. Or else it's Joe Milton time, baby. We're sending him out there throwing hospital balls and big time play actions 60 yards down the field. There's going to be a lot of handing the ball off, too. 40 handoff games with Joe Milton.
Yeah.
But I think that there's also a place in the league for him. I want to see what happens.
As a tight end, he'd be Taysom Hill.
Do you know the backups that is Cooper Rush still in Dallas? He might be. He's probably the
no, Baltimore.
He went to Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh, they got a great backup.
Yeah, you know how they say that you're supposed to get quarterbacks who mirror your starters? Cooper Rush is exactly like Lamar Jackson in every way.
You're so stupid.
Why?
Well, if that's the case, then Baltimore's stupid because they traded away Tyler Huntley after he was serving as a great backup for Lamar. Yeah, one fumble at the goal line against Cincinnati, and Tyler Huntley's winning a playoff game.
All right. We've got a fun segment that we're going to get to at the end. Before we get there, let's get to the hack bag. 201-834-4308. Call in with your questions or send us a DM on Twitter at HackCityPod. Sean, the hack bag.
The mail never stops.
This is the Hack Bag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
All right, got a couple voicemails today. Thank you, everyone that called in during the brief show hiatus, 201-834-4308. Please feel free to leave your thoughts and or questions from the show.
Or bodily noises.
Let's hear from the D-Man.
Hello, Hackbaggers. It's the D-Man from X, the everything app. I had a question for you all. I want to get into FCS football even further. I like FCS football. I always have. I bet on FCS football games. Okay. I feel like I can tell you how every UIW game is going to end. And thanks in part to you guys. You guys have helped foster that for me. I want to adopt a team. I want to go all in.
Presbyterian.
I live in the Northeast.
Presbyterian's right near you.
URI is in the running.
No, we don't want you.
I know a lot of great ones. You got your Idaho States of the world. You got your Montanas. But I want to kind of stay local. I'm thinking I live in Rochester, as I mentioned before. I was thinking Robert Morris. I was thinking Bucknell. I'm a New England kind of guy. I love Rhode Island.
You're a moron.
Could be a URI fan. I don't know. How should I decide?
Well, if you can't say it, it's off the list. Marist is a great football program, and they're in New York.
Wagner. You want to be a Wagner fan, D-Man?
Wagner's got a football team. I think that
I'm a Holy Cross fan. Emil coaches there.
Does he?
Yeah.
I think that if you don't have a tie to an FCS school, like you didn't go there or have a family member who went to one, I think it's the opposite of FBS. I think you should pick the most piece of shit team that you can find and become an expert. Just become an expert on LIU Post. Or sorry, LIU. They're not LIU Post anymore. Become an expert on LIU.
The Sharks. Oh, yeah. Look, D-Man, we'd love to have you at Rhodey. I think that, that's a big enough pool. What do you mean?
Fans.
D-Man would
Rhode
do
Island
fine.
born and Rhode Island bred.
That's what we had to be? I'm sure. You saw the Rhode Island born, Rhode Island bred guys on our team. You saw the guys who were getting from out of state. It's a bit different.
Which was the both of us.
Yeah. Family farm versus here's a farm with 10,000 cows and you could pick from them.
Yes.
Give me a break. D-Man, maybe Albany. Go ahead. You're up there.
Actually, Albany doesn't have a bad football program.
They got a nice stadium. We always beat Albany. That was nice. Albany always has a decent running back. I don't know. Honestly, pick the team that you think that you would wear the colors the most also on a shirt or a hat that look good on you. Like if you like that purple and gold, go Albany. You like that red and blue, Robert Morris. You like that icy Keeney blue and a nice navy.
Wait, what are we doing?
Fits all sexy, go Rhodey.
Hold on. What the fuck are we He has to pick a Grimace.
Oh, you know
team.
what? Yeah, Holy Cross.
Forget-
Holy Cross. That's what you have to. What are you? They're purple.
Tarleton, SFA, ACU. Those are the three that you're allowed to pick from. We will not pitch on a team that is not in our conference. It has to be a Grimace League team. And if you don't understand that reference, I don't know how to explain it to you because I don't even remember where it originated.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dig. All right, you know what? Yeah, D-Man, find a nice purple team in the Grimace Conference, please. That's who we would like you to support outside of Albany. You could go Albany. They're purple.
Actually, I forgot that they are a Grimace League team, so that is
Go Albany. Be an Albany
approved.
fan, D-Man. That's your easy way in, and then you're You're actually going to be one of the founding members of the Grimace Conference fandom if you can get involved with it, and you are directly relating.
Flip a coin for the coin toss.
So we're letting the fans flip the coins.
If he's an inaugural fan.
Well, okay, it can't be. Gentlemen, here at Central Arkansas Stadium, thank you for the inaugural Grimace League game. I am D-Man from the X, the Everything app. Here is heads. Here is tails of Grimace. Sir, what is your call? And then, I don't know if I can have D-Man with all that responsibility.
I think he's proven himself.
Did you listen to how he was screaming at the end of the call?
It's true.
Like
He
a
also said
madman?
Bucknell. I don't know how you mispronounce Bucknell. That's like the ironic thing is it's like a very prestigious academic school too. So we're mispronouncing the schools that are. We know that you didn't go to Bucknell. I would pick a Grimace League team.
Please.
That's where I stand.
Please do. Please follow up, man. All right.
All right. Where's the pervert?
Next voicemail. You don't know if this is a pervert or not.
This is Rack.
You do not. That is
Rack.
Unconfirmed, and people have said this is
show
not
up
Rack.
in Idaho,
People
and this
have
is going to
said
be
that.
Rack.
I'm telling you, it is not. All
Prove
right.
it.
Let's go.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
Pervert.
evening.
And dark here in Idaho. I bet you two are a lot prettier in the dark. There's no doubt about that. I guarantee that.
He's
So,
welcome for this one.
well, I've missed you, Sean. I hope your trip was great. I hope you did lots of weird shit in Europe. I don't know.
Plenty.
So anyway, I got a little story to tell you two gentlemen. I was sitting there and telling my wife, I was like, I gotta confess something to you, wife. Like, oh my God, what is it? And so I sit her down. I'm like, I got this weird obsession. She's like, oh, like, what is it? And probably bracing for the worst. And I'm like, I call these two idiots on the radio podcast thing, and I like to give them crap and heckle them and stuff. And she's like, I don't believe you. There's no way. Like, yeah, no, that's actually a thing. And
Put her on the
like,
phone.
Like,
you wouldn't do that. And I'm like, nope. And so I pull the podcast, pull it to my phone calls. She listens. She listens to about 2 or 3 of them. She just looks at me. All 3 of you have issues.
I don't believe that.
Said that we basically need
I don't think I have an
we
issue.
need counseling. We need help. So maybe we can get like a group raid or something like that. You guys come out here, watch the Vandals play or something like that. We can get some sort of great counseling or something like that, or we can just go drink. Usually that's my counseling. So hope you enjoyed your trip. Have a good one. More FCS, boys. More FCS.
Yes, it's coming. So I don't think he knew that we were going to Idaho. When
Sounds like he was in a counseling session just there.
Yeah, it sounded like his wife was standing there like, you need to call in and make it seem like you're more normal.
Yeah. Oh, well, we had a follow-up here. You let it in nicely.
Okay. Wait, how many times did he call?
We have some calls, but it's all right. This gentleman calls in. We like the people that call. You call, you're doing well with us.
Did we have more than 2 callers? 2 people that called. We had more than 2 people.
2 people that called.
And this guy called how many times?
3 times. We will have another voicemail from him.
Save that one
Yes.
I think Thursday we'll probably.
Here is voicemail 2 that I believe ties in best with voicemail 1 from this gentleman and someone I will not call a pervert.
Gentlemen, you guys are coming to Idaho. That's gonna be badass. Joe, your voice sounds rough, dude.
Yeah, no
you
shit.
need to quit using those thigh ticklers so much. Quit eating at the Y. Give yourself a break, man.
My throat was dominated this week.
You deserve it. You've been working hard at the Y. So, catch you later.
All right, so we need to figure out a way to coordinate with this listener. Please DM us. We would like to meet you. It's Rack. It is Rack.
Rack has said it's not him. I still am believing you. We have had more interaction with Rack We've had more interaction with Rack in the last week than we have in the years combined.
I've had a lot of communication with him.
Do you think within all the conversation he would have slipped in excited to call
Wait,
back?
No. This is a no. This is a clear no. This is
not subterfuge. This is definitely not subterfuge.
No. This is a clear diversion tactic. He has to call and make it seem like that. That sounded like he was putting on an act. And then he also logged into the Chris Hammond account and then DM'd us a screenshot of a conversation between him and Chris Hammond.
Yeah, Rack, we got the screenshots, pal. You're gonna have to.
It's all the same person.
I'm telling you, it can't be.
What if there's just one person in the state of Idaho?
Oh, I'd lose
what if it's just all one person?
I'd lose it, dude.
You show up as just one guy. There's no football stadium.
It's just the Kibby Dome projecting illusions from its haunted space. These are just the souls of the damned of Idaho cheering on the Vandals.
Yeah, what if we've been communicating with the Kibby Dome this whole time?
It's literally just the players on the field and the coaches, and they have ghost refs and ghost fans making a ton of ruckus.
God. All right, well, we'll save the other question. But...
everyone else, if you're getting tired of this guy, feel free and join the conversation. 201-834-4308.
All right, so he alluded to something that was actually wrong about me being awfully active lately. Complete opposite. I got broken up with last week. That's how much we missed over the past week. Wasn't a little bit of a blender on Tuesday. Feel great. Feel fine. Completely normal. Immediately hop back on Hinge. Already got some things rolling there. We're doing completely okay. But I realized coming out of an almost 4-year relationship that I'm a little rusty. I need a little feedback from my good friend Sean, who's chronically been single.
Yep.
The big pervert himself, who can actually provide me
that's
with
not
some...
my nick. That's not my wrestler nickname where I'm coming into the ring. Give me a break.
I wanted to just run by anyone who hasn't used Hinge before. There are 3 prompts on your profile where they give you like a statement or a question or something. You provide an answer, and it's supposed to kind of share what your personality is. And I thought in the past it was pretty good this, but I needed to run by you, the big pervert, to get feedback on if this is going to help me succeed, because you've been quite successful lately.
You should leave a voice prompt in there. Your big, deep baritone voice
with my raspy...
shock the world. You know, your petite feminine figure and your petite feminine glasses, and then you break out that big voice. Yeah, break it off on him, Joe.
It does get the girls going. Okay, so I got this this list this list of prompts that I need some feedback on. All right, so the first one, I think this was pretty benign. What I order for the table, I went with fried pickles. Do you think that's like a good fun, like, hey, he likes
that works? And here's what I'd say: pickles are a trendy girl food right now. There's pickle girls out there, and there's girls that like pickles, and they like to advertise that because there's a lot of people their whole lives tell them that pickles are nasty, and now that they're actually full grown women, they're like, "Fuck you, I like pickles. I'm gonna stand by it."
Women.
Fried pickles not bad. I think that though is like the most made fun of prompt on Hinge historically, where it's like, what do you bring to the table? Margaritas.
Oh, I'm not doing
tequila shots. That's what it looked. I'm telling you, that's how it goes.
All right. Typical Sunday self-loathing.
Not bad. Basic, but not bad.
You don't like that one?
Typical Sunday. You should just put down jacket with my socks on.
Spread out, feet up, socks on. Self-loathing. All right. You should not go out with me if you don't like Italians. What do you think of that one?
Not go out with you if you don't like Italians.
You should not go out with me if you don't like Italians. Got to draw a line.
You see, it's a little confusing.
Gotta get that out of the way because I don't look Italian, but I act Italian.
It's a little confusing with the double negative there.
It's kind of a warning too that like, hey, I'm a little perverted.
You're giving warnings. I don't know.
It's a discreet warning. Don't go out with me if you don't like Italians. If you're not ready to be a part of all this.
So you're fully. I forgot. Bravado Joe it leans into his Italian roots, where he discusses his nonna and the vino. Ugh. I was in Italy. I enjoyed the Italians there. They were nice. One of them gave me a lot of attitude at the table because we were ordering a lot.
Waiter?
Yeah, waiter gave us a lot of attitude because of how much food we ordered. So we had to show his ass up and put down the whole table. all night, grinding out food.
What was the attitude that he gave you?
He was like making a stink face when we kept on trying to like Chance was ordering all the appetizers and stuff for the table, and he kind of kept on making like a stink, like a face to us, and we're like, yeah, we're not done yet, sir. We're not done yet. He even turned around after the appetizers, like, okay, I'm gonna run this back. Like, no, we have entrees to go. So he gave a stink face to us. Other than that, the Italians were beautiful people.
Okay, so you yes or no on that one?
What, do we have any backup options?
I've got a lot of these.
Let's put a pin in that one.
In my friend group, I'm the one who instigates problems and then walks away. Do you think that is a green flag or a red flag?
You know what? Yeah, it's at least true. From the poker argument, that was definitely an instigated problem, and you did walk away. In my friend
the golf argument that I caused between you and Chance, that's another example of that.
Oh God, yeah, Jesus, you did start that one. What are you doing instigating all day? In your friend group, you should
No, go ahead. No. You're making yourself laugh. It's got to be a good one.
No. If I'm making myself laugh, it's one that can't go on the show. In my friend group.
You're a coward.
I don't know. I'd say in my friend group, I'm the only one that has a job. Knowing your friends.
I don't know if that's something that's super advertisable. Is that impressive? Is it supposed to be impressive?
It's letting her know I'm doing okay. Hey, look at me.
Oh, yeah.
Not doing
real
bad.
Big swinging dick over here. I'm employed. And
that's what you're trying to be? You're trying to be big swinging D?
Yeah, that's what
Talk
you got.
about big swinging D getting fried pickles for the table. How about you get the Don out, pal?
All right. How about this one? Let's make sure we're on the same page about the fact that life is meaningless. It's just one slow, long march towards death. We live in a world where no one questions the fabricated parameters that we have established for this world. People convince themselves there's no one, that someone else is pulling the strings, while in reality, we're often the deciders of our own fate. Nothing matters, so don't expect me to pay for dinner.
So stupid. It's not bad. That one actually might play out here.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of
the last little bit,
the nihilism,
and then
a little nihilism with a little humor there.
Okay.
That's probably your best one yet, aside from fried pickles.
All right. What about this one? Wait, no. Which one was okay. No, fuck. I wrote this down wrong. I fucked that one up. Shit. Okay, the one thing that you should know about me is I'm a #real shitter. I also have available my greatest strength being a #real shitter.
Why don't you just switch out real shitter funnier, by the way. Funny points for you. I would switch that out with real eater.
No.
What do you mean?
That's not. I ain't fucking advertising that.
You are literally advertising multiple eating challenges on many social medias. You are a real eater.
I got to let them know who the real shit that I'm a real shitter.
I believe if you call yourself a real eater, it is also implied that you are a real shitter.
No.
What do you mean?
No one cares.
Go hand in hand.
No one cares about that.
But real eater is also a little double entendre. You're eating that pork. That's possible. It's a gross show.
My self-care routine is shitting for 45 minutes because I'm a #real shitter.
Now that can only work if you already have the previous real shitter in there. So that means 2 of your prompts are about shitting.
Okay, here's another one. My greatest strength. Oh no, did I already do that one?
I don't think I've heard greatest strength.
My greatest strength being a #real shitter.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's nice.
All right, and this is the last one I had. Where I go when I want to feel a little better about myself. The bathroom, because I'm a #real shitter.
Hey, you know what? This is on me, people. I got lulled in the bit. He long conned me with a bunch of real shitter jokes. This is on me. I didn't see it coming. I didn't ask for the questions or the prompts earlier, and I just got hit with 4 straight real shitters jokes. God damn it.
And I kind of gave you a heads up that I was doing this.
I didn't know it was going to be all real shitter material.
How long do you think it takes till I get laid?
Well, you're in shape. That's a huge part of it. Women really tend to like that. Those of us who aren't, a little trickier. You gotta be a little
you think
funny.
It's been holding you back lately?
You gotta. I wouldn't say it's helping. But But I also, here's the thing. I think you're definitely a summer clothes guy. You know, you like your linen shirt. You got some nice pants. You got to get on it quickly while you can still rock the summer clothes, because you're about to get real white and real layered up, and that means
that's a good point. That's a good point.
So I think you have before summer also lasts an extra month, anyways. Now,
I don't know how I'm gonna have any time for any of this. This is the one thing that's troubling me at the current moment.
Mm-hmm.
What are you checking over there?
I'm looking at my prompts here. You don't
even remember what yours were?
No.
I'm a little troubled because realistically, like I scheduled a date for tomorrow, and then I realized, hey, that's dumb. Like, why would I do that on a Wednesday? I canceled it. I made it up an excuse, but I canceled it. I don't know when I'm gonna have time for this, because the horniest people that I know that are out, Joe Sorrell, that are out getting out, going on like 4 dates a week. And I was doing this when I was single last. When I was 23 and I was single, I was going on a date. There were a couple weeks I was going on 4 a week. And I mean, they were all successful. I think you need to have that heavy of a rotation if you want to have high success. But I'm lucky to have Thursday, Friday. And Friday's a night that we try to go out and do shit. So we're not just sitting in here all the time.
Yeah. It's terribly tough if you're like this whole Hinge. I got a bunch of girls in rotation. It's easy if you're in college, because you basically will live in a fake life. Endless time. Also, anybody without a hobby or a second job, like how we treat this, or a third job, all the different like, it don't work. It does not work. All these people 9 to 5s, they have 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. off, and that means they could do multiple dates in a night if they wanted to. I got a date at 7. I got a girl coming over at 10. You know, different girls. You could work stuff like that and get the most bang for your buck. It's going to be very, very difficult for you. So I think you got to be selective.
But the other part about this,
selective with your time, rather.
Yeah. The other thing I would also argue being selective in decision making, because you waste a date, and then it's great. I wasted my one night that I could have been out. I had a couple other options, and I picked you. And this is
that's why you get
going back with.
That's why you got to get on Tinder. Also, those are where the hashtag real eaters
are. I was going to
just slide right over.
I downloaded Tinder. Are you on any other apps, or is it just Hinge?
I haven't got back on Tinder yet.
Tinder. I got on there, and I was like, "This is a cesspool. This is a gross dump."
If you want some, Tinder is my highest success rate of like first date. You know, knock the boots, and then it's all done. And it's Tinder still has that old school kind of arrangement where it's like, we're here for this. Hinge is actually people out here looking for love, which is insane, but that's what that is.
Why is it so insane?
Because it's online.
Why are you? Well, I would argue meeting people,
because you've never seen a girl in a bar in an 8-ball jacket take your breath away, and you're like, oh, well, I gotta talk to her, and you talk to her, and it don't work, and you're like, oh, all right, well, I missed that. Like that. That's where it happens. And then eventually when it hits.
You really think that you're going to meet the person you marry at a bar?
In New York, probably. In New York, up here.
When this lease is up, we're moving into the city. Yeah. Now that I have no threat of thinking I thought I was moving to Boston. That was an awful abrupt way to find out that that's not happening.
Yeah, you know what? Life's funny like that, man. Sometimes you get your decisions made for you.
To do with this.
I did?
I'm just kidding. Oh. You didn't want to see me go. You found a way.
You think I couldn't have dealt with all your loud foot slapping or your jugs of mud in the sink? What else? How about the random? Oh, Sean's about to fall asleep. Fuck! that wakes me up out of my stupor. I couldn't live without that.
Why do I do that?
What do you mean?
Okay, I only did that.
How about the bi-monthly sickness that rolls through here?
I don't get sick that often. I never pass it on to you.
I'm telling you. How about I wouldn't mind a clear counter space eventually and not House of the Robots.
You don't cook. Also, I'm getting my own place in the next lease.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're living alone?
Yeah, well,
you were be 28. It's not unfeasible.
I think it gets a little depressing when we're both 28 living together.
I gotcha.
Also, I think it's so hard to dish dick when you're fucking and you got like, oh, here. But by the way, that's
kind of statement.
What kind
Sean. Of statement?
The weird maneuver you pulled the last time. I'm not going to do that to you, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, awfully play. Hey, that's my big dumb idiot roommate.
You didn't like how I orchestrated that? She didn't like that. She didn't like it either.
Oh,
She's like, you didn't introduce me. Joe's going to think he hates.
I'm going to say that to her.
Go ahead.
I heard you hate me.
I told her that I got both of you.
Feel
I got both of you
uncomfortable.
guys on your toes here. No one's getting chummy in this crib.
You don't like her?
I like her enough. I'll
She
probably
miss
say,
you?
I'll say. I think. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if she misses me.
When's the next time she's coming over?
I don't know. Probably Friday. Probably. It'll probably be the. You know what? I want to talk tough on the
when
show.
I'm out and about,
Probably going to see her this weekend.
Oh.
What do you mean? When you're out and about, I'll see her after we're out and about.
Well, we're gonna have a little bit of a tight window. I got to be into the city at 8:30 for the. One girl canceled, and I set up a different date with a different girl. Then I have a radio spot at 7:20, so we're rolling from radio spot to date. So there's a little bit of a tight window there.
When are you free? Are you talking about Friday? This Friday?
Yeah.
When are you freeing up to get some drinks?
What do you
or
mean?
are you going on a date? Am I gonna have the apartment to myself on Friday?
Yeah, you're gonna have the apartment to yourself on Friday. Hopefully, I don't come back here. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
Okay, that works.
Who knows? All right, let's get out of here. At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson Radio, at Hack City Pod. Call in 201-834-4308.